then, thank you for joining us. This is Newsfeed right here at TV47, your #1 home of untold stories. Talk to us on our social media platforms at TV47KE on Facebook and Twitter. Handful of stories prepared for you this particular hour, but first. The Law Society of Kenya is urging police to expedite probe into the cause of lawyer Paul Gicheru's death. LSK at the same time wished Gicheru's son quick recovery. A statement signed by LSK President Eric Theuri indicated that the son, who was in the same house with his father at the time of his death, is hospitalized in critical condition.
A number of witnesses in the ICC cases have either disappeared, retracted their statements, or are dead. So, by virtue of him having a case at the ICC, and the fact that he died, and we are made to understand that he was jovial and had even a family meeting just before he passed on, then raises concern to ourselves. And I think the public and the country at large also has a concern as to whether his death is either related to his case or not. And I think that that is a legitimate concern to have at this particular time, taking into account the history of what has happened to some of the witnesses in the ICC cases. But that is not to say that we think that his death is related to that, but it is to say that there is a legitimate concern as to whether his death is related to that or otherwise. And to that extent, we therefore call on the Inspector General of Police to ensure that thorough and professional investigations are carried out as to the cause of death of the late Paul Gicheru, so that these concerns that are there within the minds of the public addressed. And we think that those are legitimate concerns, and it is therefore important when you have such a high profile suspect passing on, that investigations are then conducted to ensure that there was no foul play. We are alive to the fact that
and we're definitely keeping tabs on that story. We'll be updating you on our subsequent bulletins on how it unfolds. Now to something else. A section of clergymen in Siaya County have challenged political leaders in the country to stop using the standoff situation over CDF as an excuse for not helping their citizens. Speaking in Gem after stakeholders joined hands with the TG Foundation to support raising school fees for needy students, retired priest Joseph Otieno said it is the responsibility of political leaders to invest in different methods to benefit their citizens rather than being dragged in arguments that will end up affecting needy students. His sentiments were echoed by Timothy Odende, one of the directors of TG, who said well-wishers are so many and are ready to support needy students, but they are always labeled political competitors by incumbents.
We know that in the political arena, the MPs are pushing for CDF to continue and be reinstated, but work does not have to stop because the CDF is not there, because the work of leaders is to coordinate and mobilize resources, which they could do from our people in diaspora, in the Eastern Africa region, in Africa, and even in the world. We have so many people from Game, from Siaya, and from Nyanza who would want to support development initiative. And that is where we call on our political leaders to join with other leaders in the community to push forward development work.
But we shall have a different relook at the problem of school fees for our people. We have people in the diaspora, we have people in urban centers.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories. Want to know the meaning of a soft life? It's living with ease and accessing quality lifestyle while taking a swim. It's taking care of your body in a 5-star gym while you achieve your fitness goals. It's living in a serene and quiet neighborhood. It's about staying in a place with spacious driveways and ample parking. It's about living in a safe and secure environment. It's about convenient shopping. Soft life is living comfortable in affordable and yet an elegant space. It's everything stylish. Here's to introducing Great Rift Apartments, located at the heart of Nakuru City in Kisulisuli Estate, just a few minutes from the Central Business District. Great Rift Apartments, the hub of soft living. Do you want the latest news on farming? We've got the WikiLeaks for you. Get it? No? Well, okay. Every week, we give you insights on different farms, from crop farming to animal keeping.
They're very hardy insects, yeah? The larvae are very hardy insects.
We look forward to having an optimum production in maybe about 5 years. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we plant every week and we harvest every week.
Join Violet Njoki every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. as we skooma the wiki.
It's not all the time you have to read your farm. Sometimes it's of benefits.
Welcome to the exciting world of M-Truck Solutions, your trusted provider for bulk SMSs. We also offer API integrations for all your communication and payment needs. We also provide you with tailor-made payment getaway solution to receive and disperse cash quickly, affordable and securely. Let us expand your reach and connectivity on USSD, SMS and voice today. Call us on 0723 030 030 or email hello@mtruck.limited.co.ke. For more details, visit our website www.mtrucklimited.co.ke.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Thank you for staying with us right at Newsfeed. Let's continue updating you. And Kakamega Governor Fernandez Baraza has reiterated his administration's commitment to ensure all residents get clean and safe water. Speaking during a meeting with key stakeholders from USAID, Baraza said the county has done well in infrastructure development, and now the focus will shift to water supply by bringing clean and safe water to the doorstep of residents.
With the grant that you're giving us, the $2 million, we'll want to focus mostly on water supply, because this is the biggest challenge that we have here in Kakamega. And for me, this is something that has come out as my main area of focus. I'm meant to understand that you are giving us $15 million for 8 counties. And Kakamega, we are going to get around $2 million. And for me, that should just be a tip of the iceberg. Well, there's many things that we can do together in terms of capacity building, not just in water supply alone, even on matters governance.
Moving on, 20 counties including Busia, Nakuru, Nairobi, Mombasa and Kiambu have been flagged off as high-risk areas for a possible Ebola outbreak in the country. According to the Ministry of Health, the country is ready to sustain and manage an avid outbreak should one occur. Kenya has been advised to avoid unnecessary travel into and out of Uganda, with those living in border point towns urged to be extra careful. Ebola is a highly contagious disease that is transmitted through human contact.
It is important we have activated 719, and these numbers, please, the media, we can be able to pick those numbers, those two numbers, so that we can be able to share them with the public. We are also appealing that at this particular moment, you avoid unnecessary travel to areas reporting an outbreak as a precaution. And all travelers who have come from Uganda, especially Mubende, and have developed any of the above symptoms should immediately report to the nearest health facilities for assessment. Members of the public residing in the border areas all the way from Turkana to Migori, the southwest, should report any visitors coming in through the informal routes to the national government administrative officers, the chiefs, assistant chiefs, county commissioners, assistant county commissioners, ward administrators, the Nyumba Kumi initiative, and the village elders. We used this during COVID-19, and at one point it worked very, very well, especially in the border towns like Migori, for example. If you came in from Migori and you came in from Tanzania, because during COVID-19 we had put measures while Tanzania, no specific interventions had been undertaken. It was usually the public who would be able to alert the health officers that in this particular home there's a guy who came from across the border and he looks sick. Members of the public are further advised to adhere to infection prevention control measures which I earlier talked to. Hand washing, no, the social distance, I think that one is misplaced, please. And even wearing of mask, not mandatory at this particular hour, except caregivers. If you are taking care of an Ebola patient, and I believe you are not going to take care of Ebola patients at home, so that will apply to healthcare workers in the designated healthcare facilities.
And obviously, for factual information about the Ebola virus, visit the WHO and obviously the Ministry of Health sites to get the factual information about that particular virus. Now to something else. Stakeholders in tourism sector of Lamu County say the litter and garbage in Lamu has been the challenge in even trying to better tourism sector in the country. This has been confirmed while cleaning and collecting the litter today at the beach while celebrating the World Tourism Day. Many tourists have been avoiding Lamu due to the garbage and prefer visiting the neighboring Shela. The stakeholders have advised the residents, hoteliers and boat owners to put into consideration matters of health so as to better Lamu County when it comes to tourism.
Unfortunately, no matching disposal services have been introduced to keep the town clean. For example, solid waste disposal remains a big challenge. There are no designated collection points, as well as liquid waste is also a big problem because this town was constructed without a conventional sewer.
Subsequent to the elections.
Over to the State House, where a live press briefing is ongoing. Let's cross over there and get full updates of what is happening. See, the president is talking.
Let me first, from the onset, appreciate the people of Kenya for turning out in large numbers in the most democratic election in the Republic of Kenya, the most peaceful election in the Republic of Kenya. In their democratic free will, chose leaders from MCAs, members of parliament, governors, and the President of the Republic of Kenya. On behalf of the Kenya Kwanza team, I want to appreciate the people of Kenya for giving us the opportunity to manage the affairs of our great country for the next 5 years. We thank God for giving us the opportunity through the people of Kenya for us to preside over the matters of our motherland. I appreciate teams that came together so that we could forge a united team that delivered victory to us on the 9th of August. I appreciate the men and women who came with me from our earlier party to the United Democratic Alliance. Many men and women, members of parliament, senators, governors, MCAs, and many Kenyans came along with us to forge a democratic movement under the United Democratic Alliance. I want to appreciate also in a very special way our partners and friends who came to join us and together worked and walked this journey to victory. Our brothers in ANC, our brothers in Fort Kenya, in Chap Chap, in DP, and all the other parties that joined us. And because of their contribution, because of their decision to work with us under very difficult circumstances, we won this election. Today, I am proud to announce the men and women who will serve in the cabinet of the Republic of Kenya by God's grace. And before I do that, let me say that this exercise is important because although we have a cabinet, which I met with my good deputy this morning, it is also important that we set up the new cabinet early so that we can quickly take charge of the affairs of our country and begin the process of implementing the plan that we set out before the people of Kenya and persuaded them to vote for us on the basis of that plan. And it's because of that reason, and after extensive consultation with our teams, I am going to announce the following. My good deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, who I have a lot of regard for standing with me and working extra hours and being part of my support team. And now, by God's grace, he is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. As I promised, my deputy is going to be a very busy person. And I am sending an executive order for print to assign my deputy very clear responsibilities that will assist me be able to discharge the responsibility the heavy responsibility put on my shoulders by the people of Kenya, as is in accordance with the Constitution of Kenya. The Deputy President will deputize the President in the execution of all President's functions that are allowed by the Constitution and law. He will chair cabinet committees. He will oversee the implementation of cabinet decisions across all ministries and departments. Number 4, he'll coordinate intergovernmental relations between the national government and the county government, including chairing the intergovernmental budget, IBEC. He will be the liaison between the constitutional commissions and independent offices in matters that require intervention by the national government, including budgets, policy formulation, and implementation of their recommendations. Number 6, he will coordinate the planning and supervise the implementation of development partners' funded programs and projects. And he will oversee public sector reforms and any other functions as I may assign him from time to time. We have again the other very important position, and that is the position of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. And I have appointed my brother, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, into that office. That office is probably the most senior office after the office of the President and Deputy President. And I have set out functions for that office. He will assist the President and Deputy President in the coordination and supervision of government ministries and state departments, in liaison with the ministry responsible for interior and national coordination, oversee the implementation of national government policies, programs, and projects. Number 3, he will chair and coordinate national government legislative agenda across all ministries and state departments in consultation with and for transmission to the party coalition leadership in both National Assembly and the Senate. He will facilitate interministerial coordination of cross-functional initiatives and programs. He will also coordinate, number 5, and supervise. He will coordinate and supervise the technical monitoring and evaluation of government policies, programs, and projects across ministries. And of course, perform any other functions as I may assign him from time to time. The other appointments I have made this afternoon are appointments of ministers. The Minister for Interior and National Administration, the Honorable Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, the Minister for National Treasury and Planning, Professor Njuguna Ndungu, Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, the Honorable Aisha Jumwa Katana, Ministry of Defense, the Honorable Aden Bare Duale, Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, the Honorable Alice Muthoni Wahome. Minister for Foreign Affairs and Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, the Honorable Alfred Mutua. Trade, Investment and Industry, the Honorable Moses Kuria. The Minister for East African Community, Arid and Semi-Arid Lands and Regional Development, Rebecca Miano. Minister for Roads, Transport and Public Works, the Honorable Onesimus Kipchumba Murkomen. Minister for Environment and Forestry, the Honorable Rosalinda Soipan Tuya. Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Zakaria Mwangi Njeru. Minister for Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, the Honorable Penina Malonza. Minister for Agriculture, Livestock and Livestock Development, the Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi. Minister for Health, Susan Nakumicha Wafula. Minister for Information, Communication and Digital Economy, Mr. Eliud Owalo. Minister for Education, Ezekiel Machogu. Minister for Energy and Petroleum, Davis Chirchir. Minister for Youth Affairs and Arts, Honorable Ababu Namwamba. Minister for Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Simon Chelugui. Minister for Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, Salim Mvuria. Minister for Labor and Social Protection, the Honorable Florence Bore. I have also made the following cabinet level appointments. Advisor on Women Rights Agency, Harriet Chigai. Advisor National Security or National Security Advisor, Monica Juma. Attorney General, Justin Bidan Muturi Njoka. And Secretary to the Cabinet, Mercy Wanjau. Those are the appointments I have made this afternoon. Other appointments will follow in due course on the other areas that are part of the team that will work with me and my two brothers and the entire cabinet in making sure that we implement the program and the plan upon which the people of Kenya voted for us. This afternoon also, I have received communication from the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mutiambai, of his request to proceed on terminal leave because of his health situation. I have, after discussing with Mr. Mutiambai and in consideration of his service to our nation and his health situation, I have accepted that Mr. Mutiambai will proceed on terminal leave on the 6 months that he still has of his contract. I have also received the resignation of the Director General of CID, Mr. Kinoti, and I have transmitted the same to the National Police Service to proceed with advertising that position. And meanwhile, they should get somebody to act in the place of Mr. Kinoti. Some consultations were going on. I wanted to confirm whether the gentleman I want to propose for Parliament to consider as the next Inspector General are concluded. Is there somebody? Get me quinoa. Get me quinoa. Bring the. I will also formally announce to you that as well. All in the exercise of trying to assemble the next administration so that we can, all of us, begin to work on the nuts and bolts of the transformation of our country. We appreciate that we have a difficult economic situation in our hands, but I am confident that working with this team, we will overcome all the challenges that are there. Did you finish with that? Once I conclude my consultations with the head of public service here, the name of the new Inspector General of Police will be released this afternoon. So with those many remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to wish the men and women on this list, the great people who will assist us deliver on the Kenya Kwanza plan. I wish them well. They will now proceed to Parliament for the exercise in Parliament so that Parliament can approve and give me the opportunity to finally conclude the appointment and get each and every member of this team to work. Asanteni sana, and may God bless you.
And definitely live pictures right there from the State House in Nairobi. And we have been waiting with bated breath. And finally, the President of Kenya, William Ruto, has announced his cabinet and named his cabinet quite an interesting, and the whole list of them. This is after extended and long discussions. Just to take you through some of these particular names. Starting with he's unveiled this particular cabinet after lengthy consultations. He definitely started his speech by appreciating the teams that came together to forge united victory on the 9th of August, and also DP Gachagua earlier had met county heads affected by drought. But just to take you through other things also, Ruto had promised in his manifesto to have a 50-50 gender balance. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on, has that been achieved, an equal 50-50 gender balance on that cabinet naming on that. And also Ruto has appointed Mudavadi as Musalia Mudavadi in the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, and he'll be chairing National Legislative Council and coordinating and supervising some government roles. The Interior Cabinet Secretary has gone to Professor Kithure Kindiki, and the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, where Professor Ndungu Njuguna has been named. Quite a long list right here, and we'll be giving you some of these names, and actually all of them in our subsequent bulletins. Just take you through some of the women who have been appointed into the cabinet. Cabinet of Water, Cabinet Secretary Water Alice Wahome has been named, and Regional Development Rebecca Miano. We do have a cabinet for the Forestry Department, Rosalina Soipan, and in matters of health, Susan Nakumicha Wafula, and the public service, Aisha Jumwa. So big question right there, has the whole 50-50 gender balance been achieved? Quite notable also, George Kinoti has resigned, and Ruto, according to the president, has said DCI should get someone to fill up his particular shoes, and also proceeded to tell Hilary Mutyambai to proceed on his terminal leave for about 6 months. He had also resigned. So these particular names will be taken through the members of the parliament, who will have the final stamp so that the work can start. We'll remember all these particular names and all these particular updates will be taking you through subsequent 7 and 9 p.m. bulletins. Because of time, we do have to wrap up this particular bulletin. Newsfeed, my name is Stanley Nyeringita. Have yourself a blissful evening. Goodbye for now.
Tricent School of Medical Health Science and Technology is a premier training institute for market-driven courses. With state-of-the-art facilities, competent and dedicated members of staff, and linkages with the medical industry, you are assured of a bright future when you study with us. Enroll today in our campuses at Juja, Nairobi West, Kisumu and Homa Bay.
Rock Industries Limited wanakuletea bidhaa za plastiki zinazotumika kila siku maishani, kuanzia matumizi ya jikoni, usafi na shuleni, miongoni mwa matumizi mengine. Chakula kitamu sio upishi tu, kikiwa kitamu kisha kipakuliwe katika vyombo maridadi kinakuwa kitamu zaidi. Ndio maana Rock Industries Limited wanahakikisha mezani na jikoni kunapendeza kwa kukuletea vyombo maridadi vya plastiki. Vyombo hivi ni vya viwango vya juu, vyenye rangi nzuri ya kupendeza, umbo wa kuvutia na vinadumu. Baadhi ya bidhaa za plastiki kutoka Rock Industries Limited ni vikombe, glasi, sahani, jagi, pegi, bakuli, vijiko, vichana na kadhalika. Na bidhaa hizi muhimu zinapatikana katika duka lililo karibu nawe pamoja na maduka ya jumla kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana na Rock Industries Limited kupitia nambari 0722575619 au 0736028181.
Do you aspire to acquire knowledge and skills relevant to the job market and entrepreneurship? Join us at KIPS Technical College, one of the largest NEC examination centers in Kenya and the premier tertiary institution established and mandated to operate by TVET Authority. We lead when it comes to offering high-quality technical and professional training and bringing out the best in our students. Our ultra-modern learning facilities, highly qualified and experienced lecturers, attachment liaison office, counseling office make us the preferred choice. Limited HELB loans are available to students. Our intake is ongoing for full-time, evening and online classes. Join us today and experience the KIPS difference. KIPS Technical College, your sure path to success.
The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family view.